Well, thank you everyone for having me here tonight. Again, my name is David Mayer. I'm the Executive Director of the Sammamish Community YMCA, and so happy to be able to be so close to the opening of our new facility in partnership with the city of Sammamish. My wife and I moved here in 2007 from Minnesota, so you'll hear a little bit of my Minnesota accent come out here tonight. But I've worked for the Ys on the east side since the time that we've moved here. First at the Coal Creek YMCA in Newcastle, and then I helped open the Snoqualmie Valley YMCA in 2012 up on Snoqualmie Ridge, and now the opportunity to open the Sammamish Community Y here in this wonderful community, and this is the one that I'm hoping to stay. So that's good. But it's been great that the YMCA's on the east side work so cooperatively together. Some of you around the table know Marcia Eisenberger, who was the executive director of the Sammamish Y for many years. She actually came here in 1997 to open a new Y in Sammamish. And 19 years later, her dream is a reality, and she is the regional executive director for the 4 branches that we have on the east side: the Coal Creek Y in Newcastle, Sammamish Community Y, the Snoqualmie Valley YMCA, and then the Bellevue Y, which is on Bell Red Road outside of downtown Bellevue. I think what's on our first slide here, where we say great communities have strong Ys. I think that the important thing to remember here is that this is not a community that's just getting a Y just because this community center and YMCA is being built. The Y actually started in the Connemara Apartments across from the Pine Lake Middle School in a little apartment in 1994. And I think that what's really cool about that is that the importance and the base of a YMCA is really about the programs of the Y. And so the fact that now we had the programs first, and now we're moving to this wonderful and beautiful facility is something that really creates kind of a really cool culture. We had an all-staff meeting the other night, and it was amazing. One of our, Clint Scott, who some of you around the table may know is a very involved community member, has been on our board for 20 plus years. And he stood up and asked the assembled staff members how many of them were under 20 years of age. And about 60% of the room stood up. All of our lifeguards and kids that are going to be working with our Adventure Zone and Kids Corner kids, and it was so great that the Y can be a place where the youth in our community is really going to have the opportunity to kind of have their first job. My first job was an inventory guy at a meat department in a local grocery store. And I always say that if I would have had the opportunity to be able to work at the Y and work with kids in summer camp in my first job, I would have taken that chance in a minute. But the other thing that we highlighted in that meeting was that the Y is not about the building. The building's great, and we're going to highlight some of the things about that tonight. But the Y is really about the people and the community that it brings together. The Y's mission is to really go out and be able to identify gaps in the community, be able to find ways that we can help identify those gaps, and to help with our community partners to be able to help solve some of those things. We have a variety of people on our board, from the school districts to some other local leaders and Rotary clubs and things like that can really bring kind of some of the issues that you guys are even talking here tonight, especially around our youth, and to be able to look at the ways that Y can partner with already existing organizations and other existing programs for us to be able to make this community a better place and impact families positively. So prior to us opening this new Y, it's great to know that this great community already has a strong Y through our teen leadership programs, our adventure guides programs, which some of you may have remembered as Indian Guides and Indian Princesses, but it has its name changed many years ago. But really, dads and daughters and dads and sons getting together to be able to do great camping adventures and other such things like pine block derbies and things like that. We also have had the opportunity to be in the youth sports world, the before and after school care, the summer camp world, and so prior to even having this great facility, really our programming has been positively impacting members, families here in the community for a long time. In 1995, we had the opportunity to move to our current location, which was the Lutheran Bible Institute, which then turned into the City Church campus. We are now the last remaining tenants in that building. Some of you may have seen some articles lately about the stained glass and many community members really kind of concerned about what's going to happen to the stained glass. I don't know the answer to that question, but I know that some folks are really looking at where it's beautiful, and where that stained glass may end up when we move out and the building is taken down for further development there in Issaquah. So we're happy to be moving our stuff out of there now and moving into our new facility. So now we do highlight this wonderful new facility, and as I said, is a wonderful partnership with the city of Sammamish to be able to have the opportunity to be the operators of the city's community center. I don't know how many of you have been past the site lately, but it's really kind of taken shape to what these pictures are really showing now. The entrance is going to be a beautiful plaza area that has a stair system that goes down to the Lower Commons Park. And 300 additional parking stalls for the Sammamish City Commons, and so about 160 stalls in the two-story parking structure, and then another 140 stalls on surface parking lots around the building. One of the main highlights of our new facility is the aquatic center, and so it looks like there in the picture that it's outside, but it really is indoor. But we have a 6-lane, 25-yard lap pool, which is going to be used by a variety of different community groups and members. And then our activity pool, which everybody's really excited about, a 2-story water slide, a zero-depth entry area for those that have a little bit more difficulty getting into the pool, a lazy river that you can relax and float through over the course of your day. And so really kind of an exciting time for families to be able to get into the water in our community. And then Adventure Zone. The reason that we highlight this here is that one of the big differentials in the YMCA is that as a family member, you have the opportunity to be able to have your kids in our Adventure Zone and Kids Corner area for 2 hours throughout the day while you're in the building working out, sometimes just sitting and relaxing and using the Wi-Fi. But the kids are cared for by great YMCA staff for 2 hours a day, and that comes with your membership. So I think that that's something that families in the community can really get excited about. And then you see in our Welcome Center down there, there's 2 rooms that are off to the right-hand side. Those are 2 of many rooms that can be used in the facility for community groups, just like the one that we're here tonight. We're excited to be welcoming in so many community groups to be able to host their meetings at no charge, to be able to have great community gatherings and community input. So some of the highlights of the great community center, it's a 69,000 square foot facility. That's actually 20,000 square feet larger than any other of the 13 YMCAs in the YMCA of Greater Seattle. For those that have maybe been to the Coal Creek Y in Newcastle, that's a 50,000 square foot facility. We have a 6,000 square foot cardio center, an activity pool, as we talked about, a 6-lane lap pool. What's great is we have an indoor walk and jog track. And one of the coolest features of this indoor walk and jog track is the windows. Even in kind of the gloomiest days in the winter, there's going to be great light that's going to be coming in there. So it still seems like you're kind of going for a walk outside as you're taking some laps around the track. And because it goes around 2 gyms, you're not going to get dizzy. It's only 12 times around to make a mile, where some of the indoor tracks you have to go around 19 or 20 times to make a mile. We have 2 gyms for basketball, volleyball, pickleball, badminton, a variety of different youth sports leagues and things like that will be taking place there. 4 group exercise studios, from everything from boot camp to yoga. 125 fitness classes a week that are also included in folks' memberships. We have a kitchen for nutritional and cooking classes. 3 community rooms, and that's even kind of a low number because we can really convert any room in the space into a community room based on the need of the group that's asking to use it. And then obviously complimentary Wi-Fi throughout the building as well. I know a lot of folks like to bring their iPads in and while they're working out on the treadmill, watch their favorite show. So when we focus on programming in the Y, we focus on 3 pillars: youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. And as our staff members are going through the process of creating programs, they're really using those 3 pillars as a guide to be able to make sure that the program is appropriate for our YMCA participants or community members. And so as we go through the process of kind of creating a program, we ask ourselves, which one of those 3 pillars does that program really take advantage of? I'll use an example. Our Teen Leadership Board is a group of 35 youth teens in the community that are actually facilitating projects to do good back in their community. So we both have youth development aspect of that in terms of their leadership, but also the social responsibility aspect of it in terms of them being able to go out and do something good in their community. So some other ways that the Y is going to support youth in our community. We talked about our Teen and Junior Leadership Board. We have an Earth Service Corps program. That's a program that's pretty cool. It's actually flexible based on the kids that are interested in it. We have one at East Lake High School that actually was responsible for creating that high school's composting program. And at the Pine Lake Middle School, they're really concentrating more on trail cleanups and park cleanups and things like that. And so the kids in our teen leadership programs are really setting the stage and the example and really creating the curriculum for how their club is individually going to work. Youth in government. This is a great program. So this is kids that are learning the political system, and so they're going through the process of writing bills, having them go through committees, electing leaders, and so they get to actually spend 4 days in Olympia in May, where they take over the state capitol. So hundreds of kids from all over our state, from different Y programs from the east side to the west side, are coming together to be able to elect governors and have a few of those bills kind of go forward. The top 5 bills from that day actually get forwarded on to the real legislature in the next session, and so some of those bills have actually been have gone through committee and have made a little advancement there. So. Junior lifeguarding and youth swim lessons. Obviously, safety in the water is something that's very important in our community. So our ability to be able to offer swim lessons not just to youth but to adults as well is something that's very important to us. There's a great need for after-school enrichment programs, and so families are able to access those programs in a variety of different ways. And then we'll have great youth sports programs and other enrichment type programs as well. How does our new Y going to support families? You can hit that one again. We talked about Kids Zone, which is our Adventure Zone and Kids Corner, that free care with safe and great staff. Family nights. Family nights are great. Everything from laying on a tube in the lazy river and watching a movie up on the wall to bounce houses that are going to be happening in our gym. Parent-child programs like our Adventure Guides programs that we talked about before. Health and wellness experiences with your child, so a lot of family fitness classes where parents and kids are doing yoga, Zumba, boot camp programs together, and then birthday parties. We really want the Y to be the kind of the birthday party destination for kids in the community. So everything from our Adventure Zone area to the pool. We have a great outdoor day camp called Camp Terry in Preston that's right on the Raging River, where we serve about 3,800 kids on the east side every summer. And so the kids are coming out there, and so we do birthday parties out there on the weekends as well. So it's just a cool spot for them to go. And then how will our Y support the community? So in our great operations agreement with the city of Sammamish, there's a few things that are really benefits for residents, whether they choose to have membership to the YMCA or not. One of them is our weekly community swim. So from 2:30 to 5:30 every Sunday afternoon, everybody, regardless of membership, is going to be invited to come in and take a look at the aquatic center and experience the pool. There's no joining fee for anybody that's a City of Sammamish resident for the first 18 months. And all City of Sammamish residents get 10% discounts on youth-based facility programs, everything from summer camp to youth sports to after-school enrichment programs to swimming lessons. And that's ongoing. That's beyond the 18 months. That's for the length of our agreement. Community rooms in the building are available at no cost. We'll have monthly senior potlucks and other outings for seniors in our community, and then we're going to have several open house days. So times when, and really kind of coinciding with some of the great community events that are already happening, like 4th of July, Sammamish Days, our Healthy Kids Day, and things like that, where everybody in the community has access to the building to be able to come in. Some of the benefits of actually becoming a member is there are monthly family activities and events, our drop-in trial care while you're working out. We have new member fitness orientations where people have the ability to be able to come in and learn how to properly use a machine, get some nutritional advice, get some workout advice. We have a great new program that we started 2 years ago called the Lose to Win weight loss program. The Lose to Win program is really something different in terms of the way that we kind of look at weight loss. It's actually a group where you come together with 12 other folks, and it's a facilitated group by one of our trained professionals where they actually talk about choices. This is not a weight loss kind of fad. It's more about understanding that you're going to go to a hotel and you're going to have a buffet in front of you. And when you go to that buffet, how can you really kind of think about the different choices that you're making in terms of your nutritional needs to make sure that you're making the best choices. It's not about eliminating certain things. It's about knowing that you're going to be faced with choices, and how can you make sure that you're doing the right one combined with good physical activity and exercise. And then we have reduced and special rates and advanced registration for programs like our swimming lessons and our day camp programs. So this is the membership rates for those that choose to do monthly membership. I think one of the things that's important about the YMCA is that scholarships are available for all. We have we want to really work with families to be able to find a price point that is that's most appropriate for their family. And so we work with people in a variety of ways to be able to find a monthly rate that will work for them. The other thing that's important too, and I don't have it up on the screen now, but people are going to have access to the Y with daily rates as well. And so you have the ability to be able to access the facility for a daily rate based on whether or not you're an adult or a family, to be able to come and use the aquatic center outside of that free community swim time. You're going to be able to have access that way. And so really kind of the different entry points and the way that people can come and experience the community center is something that's really important. And now what I want to do is just kind of share with you a little bit, kind of give you a glimpse of what a day in the life of our Sammamish Community YMCA is going to be about. And so, I don't know, we've had a few people in the room that have actually been through the building, but I think that one of the important things about the Y is really kind of understanding the total kind of holistic approach to the way that we're kind of looking at programming. And so I kind of want to go through what the different kind of parts of the day may look like in the Y. So if we start with early morning, you're greeted at the membership desk by a friendly member engagement representative, and a group of adults are gathered in the lobby to head outside and run trails for the Wednesday morning running group. I think one of the key aspects here is that we picture the building as kind of the hub. And then we have all these spokes. We talked about the programs earlier, about the kids that we're doing programs in the schools with the kids. We're hoping to do some, even more of that. We have a great program at Grand Ridge Elementary up in the Issaquah Highlands called Play Every Day, where YMCA staff actually go to the school during recess time and facilitate games and programs with the kids. So we obviously have some playground, we'll call them referees, that are teachers that are there to really kind of take care of kind of the discipline issues. But our staff is there to really kind of include all of the kids on a variety of different games, and we're really there's a lot of schools that are interested in kind of expanding that program. So running group and being outside, we're really excited to be able to use the lower commons area for our classes, our boot camp classes, running groups and things like that. As you walk down the hallway onto the fitness floor, you see a wellness staff delivering a personal wellness plan to a member. And as you walk toward the track, a group of active older adults just finished Power Aqua in the activity pool and lap swim. And now they're catching up over a cup of coffee in comfortable chairs, looking out over the aquatic center into the mountains beyond. And that actually happens. I know that it's cloudy once in a while, but the great windows that we have in the building give you great views out to the Olympics and in downtown Seattle on a sunny day. When we move to the late morning and midday, now the community kitchen is transformed into a parent-child cooking class called Storybook Cooks, where families hear stories and cook healthy food together. We walk to the community room, and a group of people are discussing the latest bestseller in the book club. And as you walk downstairs, the hallway's filled with sounds of music and energy, as classes like Bollywood, boot camp, circuit, yoga, and cycle are taking place in the 4 group exercise rooms. Inside the gym, mats, balls, and scooters are whizzing by with preschoolers during family recess, and the activity pool play features are on as toddlers are experiencing water play with their caregivers. What's kind of cool, there's a kind of a pole with 4 or 5 buckets that are around it, and the buckets fill up with water, and at different times dump small little cascades of waters onto the kids, and it's going to be very fun to watch them kind of anticipate and wait for the next time that the bucket dumps on their head, as well as some fountains and different things for them to be able to play in as well. Now in the after school in the evening, now the building's alive with after school enrichment classes including Figure It Out Through STEM, Kids Cooking, Experience Mania, and the newest dodgeball game called Gaga Ball, which is a dodgeball game that takes place within an octagon, and the object of the kids is to be able to slap the ball and hit and get the other kids with the ball from the waist down to their feet. It's a great game because you get 20 or 30 kids in at the same time, so a lot of ways for people not to be waiting in line, and the opportunity for the kids to be able to have a great time being active. As you look down the activity pool, preschool and youth are taking swim lessons as local high school teams get in a few laps for practice in the lap pool. Teens meet in the gathering area underneath the stairs outside the lap pool to write bills for the upcoming youth and government session in Olympia, while others are in the extra game room staying fit with games that challenge the mind and body. Upstairs, a local neighborhood association is meeting in the Metropolitan Market meeting room, and a group of members meet in the Rotary Club of Sammamish meeting room for the third session of their Lose to Win program. And as you walk around the track, you see a group of 6 adults in the Healthy Living Loft in a small group personal training session. In the gyms, preschoolers are learning the skills of a new sport with their parents, and families are dancing in family Zumba class. Now we go to Friday nights and weekends, and now the building is the place where families gather. The Aquatic Center bursts with energy with kids and teens flying down the water slide during community swim, while a 5-year-old and his friends celebrate a birthday in the Adventure Zone. On Friday night, family fun nights take over the building as bounce houses cover the gym floors and a movie plays on the aquatic pool wall. A group of members that met at the facility come together to plan their next volunteer experience in the community in the Togetherhood program, while a group of community members listen to a seminar on nutrition and exercise. And in the large group exercise room downstairs, 6 ping pong tables are set up for a tournament. Some of the activities that are going to be happening all the time at the Y, we're going to have our kids zone drop-in childcare that we talked about before. Lap swimming. Anybody that's a lap swimmer out there, there's always going to be laps available for folks to be able to do that. Our open gym times, which are going to be a variety of things from basketball to badminton to pickleball to everything else will be going on. And then we have our community meeting rooms, which will be available for folks to be able to use at any time as well. I think if we can get that video queued up, we might be successful here.
Well, let's cut it right here then.
Yeah.